This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ricardo Lightborn. It is great to have you with us. Well, restoration efforts are entering another phase in the southern islands. The islands devastated by Hurricane Joaquin are preparing to rebuild. Here on Grand Bahama, a corporate giant has come forward to help with this process. Joan Davis-Rowe reports.
The response has been phenomenal.
I am overwhelmed by the gesture of my colleagues, and in particular, Sarah St. George and Mr. Henry St. George, and Mr. Ian Roll, who have offered to provide us with this check without me even having to come and ask.
It was an expression of compassion by top executives of the Grand Bahama Port Authority as they extended their reach to the hurricane-stricken areas of the southern Bahamas. The port donated $50,000 to local organizations at the forefront of relief efforts. Vice Chairman of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Sarah St. George, says the financial assistance is in keeping with her father's sterling legacy.
We all know that the aftermath of a hurricane can last for weeks, months, years, even decades. And we experienced it firsthand in 2004 with Hurricanes Francis and Jean. And I remember the physical and emotional stress that my father went through to watch his life's work of 40 years blown away in a matter of hours. And it was devastating. So we have enormous empathy for the residents of Acklins, Cat Island, Crooked Island, Exuma, Inagua, Long Island, Long Key, Mayaguana, Ragged Island, Rum Key, Samana Key, San Salvador. And that's a long list.
Port President Ian Roll says the donation indicative of the biblical mandate to become your brother's keeper.
Because of our Christian nature, we believe that we are our brother's keepers. And in that vein, we are contributing $50,000 towards the hurricane relief efforts of the islands in the south.
Accepting the donation on behalf of the Salvation Army was Captain Roger Compton, while Stephanie Barr said thank you on behalf of the Grand Bahama Red Cross.
If there's men that would like to go down and do some carpentry work, there's teams being put together. I'd ask them to call the Salvation Army, 352-4863.
I just want to take this time to thank the Grand Bahama Port Authority and its group of companies for this generous donation as we strive to bring relief to our sisters and brothers in the southern islands.
Port officials are calling on the rest of corporate Grand Bahama to do their part to ensure that relief gets to the persons affected in the southern islands of the Bahamas. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Joan Davis-Rowe.
And the Ministry of Tourism industry partners in South Florida market also are coming to the aid of hurricane victims. The Valerio Bahamas Express and Ad Nation combined resources to make their relief effort a reality. Kimberly Mullings has that story.
Valerio Bahamas Express and international advertising agency Ad Nation have come together and donated 4,000 pounds of relief items to aid those victims affected by Hurricane Joaquin in the central and southern Bahamas.
The Ministry of Tourism Hurricane Relief efforts receiving support from partners abroad. Patty Bethel, Grand Bahama Island Director of Tourism, expresses gratitude for the relief items which arrived Friday afternoon to the island via the Valerio Express.
We're very happy that the partners that deliver business to Grand Bahama Island, the Valerio, and our agency, Ad Nation, that has recently coordinated our ad campaign that broke last week, have combined efforts and have distributed and brought to us these items behind us.
The items will be distributed via the Bahamas Red Cross. Administrator for the Grand Bahama Center, Stephanie Barr, says they are grateful for the assistance rendered by the Ministry of Tourism and all partners involved to make this relief effort possible.
We have done assessments, and these items will go well, saying that, you know, it's not going to one island, it's split between all of the islands, so it will go a long way. So we are grateful for them and their partner, international partner, Ad Nations, who have come on board and sent this shipment for us. Thank you to Wide World Forwarding and to the mailboat who have facilitated us in transferring these goods to the various islands.
Grand Bahama's Tourism Director Betty Bethel says the support received by the Valerio Bahamas Express and the Ad Nation speaks to the depth and strength of the gainful relationship with industry partners.
It shows the value that they have of the Bahamas, Grand Bahama, as a destination of choice. So we're really, really pleased that they have stepped up to the plate as they have to support us in a time of great need.
Ad Nation has coordinated Grand Bahama's latest advertising campaign, bringing awareness to the island as a tourist destination. Bethel thanks the International Advertising Agency for considering the nation as a whole during this time.
Look forward to seeing Grand Bahama electronically on the various channels throughout South Florida. In print, we will have buses wrapped that will be driving down the streets of South Florida, as well as advertising messages throughout the various newspapers in South Florida. So we are grateful again to Ad Nation for taking this type of interest in our country.
The items will be distributed throughout the week. Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
In other news, public officers honored in the nation's capital on the weekend. It's an award ceremony to honor those outstanding civil servants who's worked in various government agencies. As Nadia Martinborough tells us tonight, a public officer from Grand Bahama made the top 3.
Conrad Jones, the personal assistant to the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Grand Bahama, received the second runner-up award. Jones was initially named the top officer of the Ministry of Grand Bahama and then went on to New Providence to compete with 17 other public officers this weekend. Now, in order to qualify, public officers must be a member of the public service for more than 5 years and display good work ethics. Permanent Secretary Melvin Seymour says Jones exemplifies excellence in the public service.
Maturity is one, skills, and the smarts that all good public officers should have.
Jones worked at the Customs Department as a Grade 1 officer before moving to the Ministry of Grand Bahama. He says he appreciates this recognition.
I was wondering in some cases, why me? But moving into it, it allowed me to see on a wider scale the process for the public service and how they are able to look at the offices that they have, and like I said, just to be a part of the entire process. So that was encouraging, it was also enlightening, and it was enjoyable.
Jones says he accepts this award for Grand Bahama and hopes it motivates others to aspire to excellence.
I believe that in the public service that there are many opportunities for persons to grow, to advance. It comes down to simple key elements in terms of, we hear them all the time, they're fundamentals for every worker, good work ethics, integrity, loyalty, as well as just simply being as productive as they can within the time span that's given to them during the workday to do what it is that we are mandated to do as public officers by the government.
Origin Delaveau of the Defense Force received the top award. Montez Williams of the Ministry of Transport is the first runner-up. Natalie Martinborough, ZNS Network News.
And police are actually looking for 25-year-old Rashad Musgrove at number 13 Woodcock Loop and East Indian Man Road. Police say he's wanted on armed robbery charges and is considered armed and extremely dangerous. Musgrove is of dark complexion, slim build, 120 to 140 pounds. If you know where Musgrove is tonight, you're asked to contact the nearest police station. Police in Grand Bahama also need your help in locating 27-year-old Jatari Nathan Roberts of Gilbert Crest. He is wanted by the Central Detective Unit for stealing. He is described as 5 feet 5 inches in height, medium height as far as brown complexion, average build, and 167 pounds. He has a tattoo that's located on his right hand with the inscription JR and a crucifix. Police say he should be approached with caution. If you have any information concerning Jatari and Ray Nathan Roberts, you should contact the police at 305-3107 or 12 or 911-919, or please do contact the nearest police station to assist. We'll be back in just a moment, everybody. We're not done just yet.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
And welcome back, everybody. Upper Zion Baptist Church in Pinders Point is celebrating 50 years of ministry and service to the Grand Bahama community. Well, in commemoration of this achievement, the church plans to honor several outstanding individuals who have contributed much to the development of the Southern District. Tonight, as we roll out our series, Community Builders, Sabrina Brown introduces us to one of the honorees, a former MP for the area.
James Pinder, better known as JM, was born and raised in Grand Bahama in the settlement of Pinders Point. He became a member of the Upper Zion Baptist Church, where he was able to serve the people of that ministry.
I started there as a Sunday school boy, and I began to teach a class later on, and I became superintendent of the Sunday school for a period, which I really enjoyed, because I've had the pleasure of seeing many of my students grow and blossom into professionals.
JM, who was employed with Star Insurance Company, was elevated to the rank of district manager on Grand Bahama and relocated to New Providence as a result of another promotion. He, along with two other Bahamians, later took over the company.
My prime interest when I decided to leave home, reluctantly as it was, my prime interest was for us to buy Star Insurance Company. And in 1982, the time expired that Sir Lyndon had given foreigners to own industrial life insurance companies in the Bahamas. That expired. And two of my colleagues, together with myself, we were able to purchase the company in 1982.
This Grand Bahama native says he had a burning desire to do more for his community, and so he entered politics in 1987. He became the Member of Parliament for the 8 Mile Rock constituency and served for 2 terms.
Before I entered politics, I promised my family and my partners that with the will of God and the wish of the people, I would like to serve 2 terms. Obviously, I was blessed with the will of God and the wish of the people, and I served those 2 terms, and I retired from politics, frontline politics, that is.
JM is one of 5 people who will be saluted by the Upper Zion Baptist Church later this month. He says he's humbled to have been chosen for the special honor.
I think there are a lot more people who are far more deserving than I am, but I am eternally grateful for the opportunity. It's totally unexpected.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
And Tabernacle Baptist Christian Academy rewarding students for excellent achievement. An award ceremony was held under the theme, "It's easy to be ordinary, but it takes courage to excel." Megan Shepard speaks with some of the achievers. Here's that report.
The Falcons of Tabernacle Baptist Christian Academy soared to great heights in the 2014-2015 academic school year, and on Tuesday they were rewarded for their hard work and outstanding achievements. Principal Norris Bain says they aim to instill in students the importance of hard work and education.
We want to be championing that cause and letting students know that that they need to do their very best in these national examinations, because they have ramifications when you don't, in terms of graduation, scholarship opportunities. And so as an institution, we want our students to know that it's more than just athletics or arts, but certainly the academics are very, very, very important, and I cannot stress that enough.
Head girl Rebecca Mader and Deputy Head girl Anne-Marie Amerthil are encouraging all students to work hard toward their goals. They say events such as this help to push others to aim for success.
I just want to encourage every student that is watching this tonight to remain focused and to try and do their best on their examinations, because after school there's a big world and we're competing not only as a nation but we're competing on a world stage.
Every year we host an award ceremony for students who have done well inside the classroom and outside of the classroom in terms of BGCSEs and BJCs. So our school just feel that in order to encourage them, they should award them to keep up the good work.
Students within the lower division were also recognized this morning.
I am currently in the 11th grade. But as a 10th grade student, I took 3 BGCSEs, Maths, English, and Office Procedures, and I got all A's in them. and I am currently a 4.0 student, and I'd like to encourage everybody to keep working hard and do the best that they can, and you will be awarded for your hard work.
I'm being honored for sitting 5 BJCs and getting all A's in it, and I feel relieved that I took all of it and passed it. I feel blessed.
I'm getting an award for being the most outstanding student in grade 7. It takes a lot of dedication and focus to be the first in grade 7. I feel great.
Megan Shepard, 7S Network News.
And switching gears now, the Grand Bahama chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority hosting the annual regional meeting at the Pelican Bay Resort. Women from around Grand Bahama and New Providence came together to discuss areas and plans to make the organization moving forward. President of the Grand Bahama chapter, Senator the Honorable Tanisha Tynes and Alana Moore of New Providence were excited about the opportunity to network.
They are joining us here in Grand Bahama to not only learn more about the sorority and what our activities are to be executed in our communities, but also to refresh relationships with one another, because some of us haven't seen each other in years.
Well, our focus is service to all mankind, so of course we're continuing to focus on all of our programs that have been instituted by the sorority. So we have to make sure that we are on task for all the programs that we're doing.
International Regional Director Gazette Thomas says that she is pleased with the work of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority in doing their part here in the Bahamas.
Here they have their Pearls program. They're also running an Ascend program for high school students. So they have been doing that for a number of years. In Nassau, they also have historical programs where they work with the youth. They have a significant program now where they're helping kids that are hospitalized and working with them as well. They recognize students and provide lots of money and scholarships for academic excellence.
In other news now for you, KFC is joining with Yum Brands International to actually bring awareness to the plight of millions of starving persons across the world. KFC Grand Bahama is focusing its fundraising efforts to assist Grand Bahamians with their ad, Hope for Hunger Relief. Well, campaign KFC partnered with the Salvation Army to end the hunger. Marketing manager Anishka Saunders says the funds will assist all of the Salvation Army's feeding programs. Salvation Army Captain Roger Compton says the initiative to go a long way assisting in the program for Salvation Army.
By just making a donation at any KFC on the island. So when you go in and make a purchase of whatever, you can donate your change, you can donate whatever you have in your pocket that is available for donation, and be assured that all of those donations will go to the Salvation Army and it will be used for the Feed the Hungry program on Grand Bahama.
And talking to the Salvation Army Captain Roger Compton, he says such initiatives go a long way in assisting the programs at the Salvation Army.
We have a children's feeding program that we feed people. We feed twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We give away bagged groceries for people to take away. And if you've seen our files, the files are full. There's well over 1,000 different people that are in the program, so we're grateful we can help. We have the homeless that come here and eat, and we also have homeless showers that they can take a shower and get fresh clothing. And those things help to keep our pantry going because we have so many different people coming to us.
Now this Friday, the Salvation Army volunteers will be at each KFC restaurant, so you can bring canned goods and other items, clothing, you name it, it'll go a very, very long way. It's time now to Ask the Doctor.
I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Welcome. Lawrence from Freeport inquired, "My wife has trouble falling asleep almost every night. What do you recommend for this?" Thanks for your question, Lawrence. And there are many others who have similar sleeping problems. Your wife has what we call insomnia. It is a sleep disorder where there's difficulty falling asleep and or staying asleep. Persons suffering from insomnia may also experience tiredness upon awakening, or if they wake up during the night, they have difficulty falling back asleep. Stress, certain medical conditions such as anxiety, depression, or sleep apnea, medications, caffeine, and nicotine can all have a negative effect on sleep. If left untreated, insomnia can pose serious health risks. Studies have shown that people with insomnia are found to miss work more often, have a higher risk of developing depression, and have poorer overall general health. So here are some of my recommendations to prevent insomnia. Have a regular sleep schedule, avoid caffeinated beverages late in the evening, and avoid taking naps late in the evening. If these simple changes don't help, and you or your partner are still experiencing sleep problems, please discuss your symptoms with a doctor. Natural sleep aids and prescribed medications for insomnia are available. If you have questions, please email askthedrbahamas@gmail.com. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
And let's look at news. When we come back, we'll take a look what's happening in sports, so stick and stay.
November 1st at 3 p.m., join the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture for a youth march and rally. Seagrape Community Park to St. Stephen's Anglican Church Field, 8 Mile Rock. That's November 1st, starting at 3 p.m.
Everybody, take a look at what's happening in sports. Let me tell you that track sensation Shawnee Miller made a stop in Abaco as part of her countrywide tour. Megan Shepard tagged along.
For the past few weeks, Bahamian track sensation Shawnee Miller has been traveling throughout the Bahamas, taking a tour of the schools. From Eleuthera, Cat Island, Grand Bahama, and now Abaco here in the north, she's finally wrapping up her tour. Miller visiting a number of schools on the island of Abaco. While there, she shared with the students the importance of believing in themselves. She began her track career at just 6 years old and was a part of her first national team at the age of 10. While visiting the Amy Roberts Primary School, she encouraged the students to always follow their dreams.
It's very, very important to have a dream from since you're very young. Anyone know the Golden Girls? Debbie Ferguson knows? Y'all know them. When I was a very young girl, I used to watch them on TV all the time when they competed. And I always told myself I want to be just like them. And I would always tell my mom and my dad as well, I want to be a golden girl when I grow up. And it's always been my dream since I was a very young girl, and I've been working hard towards that. And now I'm starting to see some accomplishments with it. So it's very, very important to start from a very young age. My basketball players, believe in yourselves. My marine biologists, believe in yourself. Defense Force officer. You have to believe in yourself from a very young age that I can do this and I can do that. Don't let someone tell you that you can't. You're going to have a lot of naysayers growing up where they're going to be like, oh no, you're not going to do this, you're not going to do that. But don't let that stop you. If you want to do something, then go after it and do it. There's nothing that's going to stop you. Believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, then that's it. You've already won.
Over at the Abaco Central High School, Miller continued her message of faith. She told the students that while it is good to have role models, including herself, they should always aim to be even better. Shawnee's mom, Maybelline Miller, also accompanied her on a tour. She says she is extremely proud of her daughter, who took on the task of coordinating the school tour.
I'm proud of her. That's one thing I always instill in all of my kids, you know, whatever you do, remember to keep God first. And so from children, you brought them up in the church.
Shawnee is now back in Florida, continuing her training and pursuing a degree in business management. She says her next major event is the 2016 Rio Olympics, where she plans to bring home the gold. Megan Shepard, ZNS, Total Sports.
And what a wonderful gesture there. Let me also tell you that tonight, Falcons and Jaguars tip-off basketball classic. Going to be a dandy Jack Hayward gym, standing room only. No comments about the cockeye fish. We'll leave that until tomorrow. That's a look at sports. And we are done here in the north. For the entire ZNS team here in Grand Bahama, I'm Ricardo Lightbourne. The Bahamas Tonight continues. Stay with us.